Welcome gamers to this video. Now, this video will be a follow-up from my past video where I wished for Black Swan. It
Disguise your
it has
worthless
been quite a while.
destiny.
I had like 4 days to build for her. So yeah, let's actually start by explaining what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to try my best to explain her kit.
Memories seem to be different again.
Basically show you what you would be like looking for, like the best light cone based races. And yeah, actually I will mostly go around explaining her than just focusing on the most, like the perfect build that you can get for her. Because you can also watch a lot of videos about the best builds. But yeah, I want to focus on just explaining to you how she works and what's her kit. So let's actually go with, and we're gonna go in the order. So okay, light cone. Now you have few options to use for her light cones. You have Permata. It's not that bad because you get wind share damage bonus of 32% if it's superimposition on 5. But also, I got a comment on the other video that also Kafka's one is good on her. But that's basically works for any nihility character. But still, I think that, I don't know, if you have Kafka, you don't want to strip her own signature weapon out of Kafka, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of really good options for you to choose when it comes to Black Swan. Well, number one option would actually be going to Penacony and being lucky enough to roll for its showtime. Because this light cone actually gives you effectively like 18% more damage dealt, and it gives you 20% more attack if your attack hit rate is 80% or higher, which you will surely have, but we'll combat in the moment. But I think this is the best 4-star weapon, actually free-to-play choice. It kinda sucks that in Gacha game we have to roll for characters, and now we also have to roll for a really good 4-star light cone. But it's still fine, you still have multiple options to go for. I think that one of the best ones would be Eyes of the Prey, just because it gives you effect, hit rate, and increases the dot by 30%. So I think that that's basically the best one. There's also one, let's see. Yeah, but none of them really shine as good as this one. This one could be, I mean, it's good. Because you also get a fixed hit rate, 80%, and you also get attack by 24%. Now I'm thinking about maybe a superimposition on this guy. On if you have like a 5 on him, it would be way better than this one, because you probably don't have the whole. But actually for me right now, I think that actually this would be a lot better, but never mind. FY, I just realized that actually In the Name of the World is not actually a good artifact for her, mainly because, well, it just says in the details, when the warrior uses their skill, the effect hit rate of this attack is increased by 18%. So it actually is really bad for a Black Swan. So actually Eyes of the Prey is one of the best 4-stars you can get. And right now it's the best one I can get, because I don't have the showdown. This one is still pretty good if you have it on 5, because I think that on 5 it gives you around 35%. Yeah, if you don't have this one, this is like the best free-to-play choice, what I was going for to say. So yeah, this, even if you're just lucky enough to have this one is probably better because of raw stats it gives you. Like, see, you get 100 attack more, and everything is actually just better because it's a 5-star. But yeah, also I can just merge it, but I usually refrain from merging all of the items. And yeah, I don't need a good night, and sleep well is actually good here. Fermata not so well. It will do some shit, but it's not going to be perfect. So aim for In the Name of the World, Eyes of Prey. You can go with Kafka's, but if you have Kafka, then don't strip off her weapon. That's just my opinion, because it's not worth it. And also, if you're lucky enough in this gacha system, its Showtime, I think, will be the best one you can get. Because you can also get more of them, and as far as it goes, it will give you even more and more goodies. But yeah. Well, let's move on to Traces, actually, her skills. Actually, should I develop skills for the last? Actually, no. Let's go. Relics. Yeah, I think this is a good order in general. So basically, how does she work? And on what do you need to be careful of? Now, her skill is basically self-explanatory. It deals damage, and at the same time, it gives 1 stack of Arcana and to the adjacent ones. And it also reduces their defense by 18.5%, or whatever level you are. For the next level, it will obviously be 19.3. That's basic. This skill does damage, applies Arcana, and gives defense. Shred. That's how I like to call it. It reduces defense. Now, her talent. So every time an enemy target receives dot, at the start of each turn, there's a 61% base chance to inflict 1 stack of Arcana. It's self-explanatory. They get Arcana stacks by activating and getting dots at the start of each round, each turn. So basically, if for an instance I add lightning dot on the enemy, they will gain Arcana. And where they're affected by Arcana, they receive dot equal to 200% of attacks on attack at the start of each turn. And each stack, maybe it's not confusing that much, but each stack multiplies the damage by 10% effectively. At this level, of course, it's going to be more at each other level. So effectively, as you grow your stacks, now I think that it should be noted that you're probably not always going to get to 50 stacks. Like, it sounds amazing, like 500% more damage. But it's not actually like that. Because it's really hard to get to 50 stacks unless you're going pure Black Swan damage. Which I haven't tried yet, but if you're playing her with Kafka, she works pretty fine and she gets around 20 stacks. But she still nukes her opponent. And of course, her talent also says that if the enemy has 3 or more Arcana stacks, it will deal 153 dot damage of her attack, percent damage of her attack to the adjacent targets. So that's when you can also see when the Arcana triggers, it just damages the guys next to each other. With of course some base chance to inflict Arcana on the adjacent targets. Yada yada. Every single skill applies certain Arcana. And when there are 7 or more Arcana stacks, it enables dot, current dot dealt this time to ignore 20% of targets and adjacent targets' defense. Also really good. So that's why she basically ignores 20% of defense most of the time, if not always. Now, what is important with her ultimate? Usually depending, So it inflicts Epiphany on all enemies for 2 turns. Now, this means Epiphany, enemies take 21% increased damage in their turn, and additionally, if they are also inflicted with Arcana, they are considered to be simultaneously afflicted with Wind, Shed, Bleed, Burn, and Shock. And the most important thing is that after Arcana causes damage at the start of each turn, its stacks are not going to be reset. And that's non-reset effects of Arcana stacks can be triggered up to 1 time. So basically you can trigger like 15 Arcanas at once, stack it up to like 23. You will lose 15 the next time, but you will still take the damage as it was 23. So basically you do 2 cycles of that same Arcana damage that was before, which is huge actually. And of course, trigger the counter resets when Epiphany is applied again. That's obvious when you ult again. And it also deals like 102% of Black Swan's attack damage to all enemies. That's a given, it just shows. So you actually, with your ultimate, you want to be careful, because if you have all of your ultimates up, and if you have, like if you're in, look at me, I almost said Spiral Abyss. If you're in goddamn simulated universe, okay, and you're running the Path of Nihility, you want to use the Path of Nihility's special thing before you use her ultimate. So you stack. So just that you stack as many dots as possible and then use her ultimate. Just so you can keep the highest amount of stacks right before you use it. Because if you use it afterwards, you're gonna lose all the stacks and then you'll have to apply stacks again. And basically, yeah, just run around the thing that fits you the most. If you see that in one cycle you can do like the most amount of dots, the most amount of Arcana, then just stick to that formation. And by formation I mean stick to that rotation, not formation. Sorry. So if you're rotating your characters and you see that in the turn 2 that you're actually gaining the most Arcanas, then that's the way you want to press her ultimate. But yeah, she can also kill people in like... I think that she's usually the turn 2 killer. Turn 1 and then turn 2. Because she usually nukes her opponents in turn 2. So yeah. And of course her technique. When you use it, basically when you start the battle, each one of the enemies gets 1 stack of Arcana with 150% base chance, and it's basically always, so you don't have to worry about that. And for each successful, it also inflicts another stack. So her technique is pretty self-explanatory. Everything you need to know, it just applies 1 stack of Arcana at the start. Now also her basic attack also deals damage, and it has a base chance of inflicting 1 stack of Arcana on a target. And additionally, like if the target is has any dot on him, so there's a 51% base chance to inflict 1 extra stack of Arcana. Also her bonus abilities are pretty nice. They're nothing really special, but this one is actually really amazing. So increases this unit's damage by an additional amount equal to 60% of effect hit rate, up to maximum damage increase of 72%. So what does that actually mean? So effectively, you want to have 120 effect hit rate on your Black Swan. Because out of that 120, So if we go 120 divided by actually times 0.6, it will give you 72%. So 120 hit kit rate is a must to get the most out of this bonus ability. So that means that you will probably want to run a chess piece with effect hit rate. Attack percent is also good if you manage to get a really high effect hit rate on yourself. I'm actually running a attack percent right now, but I'm actually quite good with my effect hit rate. I will calculate it when I start talking about artifacts. But yeah, just keep in mind 120 hit rate is like a sweet spot for Black Swan, and that's for what you want to hit for. And Isera's Disquet, okay. After using a skill to attack a single target enemy that has dot on himself, this has a 65% chance to one extra. Yeah, you get more stacks of Arcana, nothing special. Yeah, it's not worth explaining, just because if you read this, it's self-explanatory. Just getting one extra is enough. You do shit and it does extra. When an enemy target enters battle, there's 6% for it being inflicted by one stack of Arcana. So this is actually interesting, because it also goes with your technique. So there are some chances to like get multiple of dots of Arcanas at the start. Or actually start a battle, and even when you kill an opponent and there's like multiple of them coming, they will probably all be gaining one stack of Arcana, because as I said, you want to get 120 at hit rate. That also inflicts that there's going to be a lot more chance for them to be afflicted by a stack of Arcana. And yeah, and every time they receive a dot by a single during a single to by ally, they also get some gaining Arcana. But yeah, they can get 3 of them, and usually you get 3 because it just works like that. Like every single disc that like gives you more Arcana. They're like, how can I say it? With her skill, she does an AoE attack, and every time she hits someone, they have all of these chances piled up together, and they usually all get 3 of them. The Arcanas every time, so you don't have to actually worry about what it does. The most important thing is that you understand what her ultimate actually does. Just everything you need to know about the skill is it does AoE damage, gives Arcana, and it lowers the defense. And you always want to use her technique, because why not? And also her ultimate, you need to watch out when to use it. You don't want to use it after the enemy gets damaged by the dot and resets his Arcana. No, you want to do that before it resets his Arcana. So before the turns, the enemy turns, you want to use her special attack. And you want, if you're like confident that you will do like the most Arcana at your current turn, you want to do this ultimate first. So yeah, that's it doesn't make sense. They get more damage if you use it first. You can always use it last because this only increases on their turn. But yeah, you just use it first, just in case you forgot to use it until the last second. Now, let's go to Relics. Now, what will work here? Well, probably, obviously, there's going to be this set, the Prisoner in Deep Confinement. Okay, it's basically the new set that's pretty much the best set for every dot character. I mean, it's too good to pass out. Like, you get 12% increased attack, and for every dot the target enemy is afflicted with, the variable ignores 6% of its defense when dealing damage to it. And it's valid for 3 more dots, so that's also effect like 18%. ignoring the defense, and she ignores a shit ton of defense. That means that she will do a lot of damage by using this set. And also she wants to use this Pan-Cosmic Commercial Enterprise, which basically increases her effect hit rate by 10% and the various attack increased by an amount equal to 25% of the current effect hit rate, up to maximum of 25%. So that's also pretty much huge. That also means you want to have at least 100% effect hit rate to get the maximum amount of bonus attack. And since you want to have 120 effect hit rate, this is basically all the best slot for her. You can also go for the classic Planet Spear because it gives you attack percent and it gives you another attack percent. I was rocking this on my Sempo and I just I just slapped it on my Black Swan, but I think that this is a lot better. It took me some time to get decent ones. This one is not bad, it's missing attack percent, but I got some speed and effect hit rate. And of course, dot characters, they don't care about anything else than speed, effect hit rate and attack percent. So it's actually really easy to build them. And just as I said, what should you look for in her? Now you want speed boots because she wants to be speedy, of course. You can aim for 155 speed. That only depends how lucky you are. Can't go for that much speed, it's fine. You can still clear. But you know, you can't go like in between their rotations. She wants that much speed just so, as I said, she wants to ult as many times as possible. So yeah. Also, of course, it's a given. You rock speed boots, you want to slap attack percent. You also want to slap some effect hit rate. I don't have it. Ripped basis, it's really hard to get speed boots. Now you want to run effect hit rate body, but if you have a lot of effect hit rate on the substats, you can rock the attack percent body. It depends. I don't have a lot of. Like I'm running at 80% effect hit rate. I can do better, but I still haven't gotten the effect hit rate body, and I'm actually fine with this setup right now. And obviously, you know, you just get the effect hit and attack percent on these bodies. They're nothing special. And obviously for the planar sphere, you want to go with wind damage boost and attack percent link rope. Also substats, attack percent and speed and hit rate. Now, Eidolons. So, should you go for Eidolons? Well, in my opinion, yes and no. For first one, you should go, but if you're looking for like other characters, like if you don't level Locha, he will be coming soon because they're doing reruns. So I don't know if you don't have him, it would probably be better for saving for Locha than going for C1. But if you really like her, like I like her and I just got the C1, so if you lower their resistances by 25%, respectively according to what dot they have applied on. So basically, it's just basically resistance reduced by 25% for dot damage. It's a good piece, it's a good constellation or actual Eidolon. So if you want it, you can get it. Eidolon 2. When an enemy target afflicted by Arcana is defeated, there is a 100% chance of inflicting 6 attacks of Arcana to adjacent targets. This is also huge, but it's not really needed, you know. If you're fighting a boss, what's the chance that you're gonna kill the boss? But well, if you kill its minions, the boss will get 6 stacks. So actually, most of the bosses in the game, they do spawn minions, so this will be pretty beneficial, especially with the ultimate. So you can go for this, but as I said, it's not really needed. She's already fucking busted. D1 just adds those 25% resistance shred basically, and it's more than enough. This one is also huge. It's not needed because she's already really powerful in her state. Also, in F1 state, enemy targets have their effect resistance reduced by 10%, and at the start of the turn, Or when they get defeated, Black Swan regenerates 8 energy. This energy regeneration effect in between one time and resets. So basically when she ults, again, they get additional 10% resistance and she regenerates energy. Not really needed, but it's really good to have. And her Eidolon 6. When an enemy target that gets attacked by Black Swan allies, Black Swan has a 65% base chance to click one stack of Arcana on the target. Every time Black Swan afflicts Arcana on the enemy target, there's a 50% fixed chance to additionally increase the number of Arcana stacked, this time by 1%. So basically her Eidolons, they revolve around adding more Arcana stacks, and this is really good because every time anyone attacks, they just add stacks. But I think that you are basically completely fine with how she is. Even Eidolon 0 is pretty much really powerful. Eidolon 1 is really good if you're lucky to get another one. So conclusion, do you go for Eidolon 6? Or probably not. I don't think that she's actually worth it. If you're a Veil, just go for it, who gives a shit. Eidolon 1, 2, they're good. Eidolon 2 will surely like help you out in dealing with bosses that spawn enemies. If it's a single target, if it's like not single target, if it's like a single boss, then it's not really going to help you. But it usually will always help you. So basically you should go for, if you really like her, Eidolon 1 and debatable 2. But yeah, these two are really good, and this one, like, quality of life. You don't really need them, these are fine. And that actually concludes this, let's say, explanation. This is not much of a guide. No, I'll be only explaining her kit. And right now, I'm gonna show you my build. It's nothing special. I'm just building her, but
memories seem to be different again.
It's a decent attack. Speed is not really there. She has 80% hit rate, which actually rounds up to, if we go with 80% times 0.6, I get 48% more damage out of 72% maximum.
Memories seem to be different again.
And also I get 25% of that as a 25% more attack. Which actually, it doesn't give me a lot, so it's not worth a while, but I can also calculate that for you guys, just so you can see the numbers that I'm gaining. I'm not gaining, I'm actually gaining the minimum amount over here. 25, 80 times 0.25. I'm getting like 20% of attack percent that I'm able to get. So she's not rocking the best artifacts. I don't really have the best ones. This is attack percent, so only good at one that I have is this one. It still missed something, but yeah, she's decently built. Now I will be pairing her up with Kafka. Well, now my Kafka is well built, nothing too special. Don't even look at my pet hit rate. She's basically just rocking the full-on attack build. I should actually probably also use another, not this one, but the other one that gives me like more damage, but I'm resisting from going for it because I have a really good... Oh no. Well, maybe I should, but yeah. She's rocking a full attack build. She's not really speedy because I don't want her to be really fast in the formation. But without further ado, let's go and test them out. Probably just cut this to the point I want to cut. So, we're gonna test her out on this boss. And like, let's actually just lower the volume a little bit. Now, I didn't talk about my Fushan build and my Balo build, but they're basically, Fushan is oriented on defense and HP, and also she's also oriented on HP, just so she can heal.
All things human creations.
Let's show you. We gained 1 stack of this. Now, I didn't enter while using my talents, but this will suffice. Now, why you can now see when I trigger the dot by my Kafka, they will also gain Arcana, which is really good, because in the words it says on the start of the turn, but it also gives you Arcana when they get dot damage on themselves. So if you are lucky, you probably will not be lucky. You will not be able to use the respective ultimate, so we'll use it right now just so we can keep the stack that we can get right now. Obviously we have this Dan Heng's ultimate, we don't really need it.
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
You see, with Kafka we are able to stack a shit ton of Arcana on her just by the fact that we trigger the dot on her 2 times. Let's keep that in mind. So that's why she's really good with Kafka. If you have Kafka, I highly recommend to pull on Black Swan.
Say bye to breathing.
Yeah, use that.
I see through you.
Oh, we're not going to use the assault. It doesn't really matter. Our shield is good, so no need. No need to heal. You can see the damage, it's not that big right now, because we don't really have the best rotation. But you're killing her pretty fast. Keep in mind this is on the highest difficulty. This is an extra million shit. Actually gonna use her skill automatically.
Good times. Now it's time to say bye. Boom.
Because you want to use Kafka's ultimate before you use her skill.
You're too good to me.
Now there is a chance that we're going to get her ultimate, so we're going to get the max amount of stacks over here.
Destiny isn't chosen.
Let's go like this.
Quick divination.
Stand still. Say bye to breathing.
The 8 stacks, 73k. That's respectable. Plus, of course, if you're using her in the simulated universe, applying a shit ton of dots with the Nihility Path, activating them with the Kafka's ability, that's just pure damage. And also when Kafka activates her skill, she also activates the Arcanas that are up there. 15%. This also hits like... Maybe I shouldn't have attacked her, just to show you the damage that 20 stacks can do, but yeah. Yeah, that's effectively what the Black Swan can do. She's a really good character. Yes, she's fucking amazing. And you would gain a lot more stacks if I had obviously my talent turned on. So yeah, should you pull for her? Obviously. If you have dot teams, if you're maining Kafka, she's a must pull. But I think in general you would want to pull her, because whenever you would like to play an agility type of characters like dots and dot damage per second, I think that you really be sad if you don't pull for her and like you can't experience the full Black Swan mummy vibes. And of course, yeah, the cleavage. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this, I don't know, quick explanation. It for how long? 36 minutes. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I hope you liked this quick explanation of Black Swan. I hope that I at least talked about the things that you weren't really familiar with her. You can always like read everything again. And also there's probably a lot of videos that also explain it a lot better, but they're doing the guides. This is just an explanation. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Leave some feedback, comment, tell me what do you think, what is good for Black Swan, leave a like or dislike, and let me know, give me some feedback. And yeah, also check out my Twitch channel, the link is in the description, and bye bye.